Hello, friends. It's always a good time, good idea to start streaming, isn't it? I don't have a chat window up, so I don't see chats, and I have to fix that. And I have to fix that. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Hey Jeff, where's the chat? Docs, go into chat. Get in the chat, dockety doc. Up, the chat doc is up. And now I see you. Hello, Andrew, Kevin, and Pizza Giraffe. You're talking to yourself again. Yes, I am. Now I'm talking to you. Yes. I hope. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I see audio levels. Audio levels are good. Good evening, Ray Kelly. Mark's here. I'm not talking to myself. I figured out. I got ahead of myself. Loud and clear. I don't think I can be anything but loud. Thank you, R.A. Thank you, Kevin. So, you got Danzig. I mean, if anything, I'm going to have Danzig. Oh, what did I do? I just killed it. I killed it. That's fine. Are you really talking to us? Are we figments of your overactive imagination? Expat. That's a good question. That's a good question. Because I think just, we're all in a simulation. Everything is code. None of this exists. There was a guy that was talking with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he said everything that we're finding patterns in nature, everything in nature adheres to a code, and it is a binary code, just like what we use to program software to create these false worlds in our video games and things like that. And that's like, boo, everything is code. This is a simulation. And now all I'm saying is, can the simulation not suck? Like, if everything's a simulation, then why can't you just make plentiful food, happy people, undo the code for violence against each other? Hate's kind of fun. Sometimes, to a point, hate is fun. I mean, as somebody who rants, it's kind of, there's a power in anger. And so I just think whoever's writing the code, can you just do a better job in this simulation and just make less pain? Unless pain's the point. It's just so much. Anyway, bummer note. Let's not. Danzig and Tupac. Well, I got the shirt. Again, another Walmart finest because it's trust nobody. Tupac. I only know one Tupac song, and it's the one he did with Dre about the West Coast. Everybody living in the West, and it's like a Mad Max video. I like that video. I like that song. The state where you never find a dance floor empty. That's the lyric. That's one of the lyrics. Because I was an NWA fan. Don't ask me to tell you what those letters stand for, because Beef Daddy ain't doing it, but I love NWA. Oh my God. I could do all the words. I wanted to do a metal version of, oh my God, I don't remember the name of the song, but it starts out, "This is a stick up. Everybody get face down. Ren gagged their mouths so they can't make a sound." You didn't think you were going to get gangster rap tonight, but I thought that would have been an epic metal song. NWA. But I don't remember. Boys in the Hood, of course, is great. Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. Gotta get drunk before the day begins, before my mother starts bitching about my friends. Oh, NWA. Oh! And when I discovered NWA, I realized the human experience is so universal, and then we put ourselves in these buckets, in these places that separate us, and we have so much more in common. So, for example, the anger in metal and the anger in gangster rap, obviously born of two different places, but there's this anger, it's like there's this thread, this human anger. It's so relatable. And even if you don't live that experience, even if you don't know what it's like to wake up quick at about noon, you know how it feels. You know what that that feels like, and you connect to that person. Easy E. Love that stuff. Sorry. Didn't mean to go off on an NWA tangent. Hello, Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr. Sorry. I guess I don't know. We're in the Matrix. Yes. Hello, Jason. Pain don't hurt. Except in Roadhouse 2. In Roadhouse 2, the Chismar line is, Dalton was wrong. Pain does hurt. What? Like you had the perfect movie in Roadhouse. It's a philosophy. It's action. It's life lessons. It's be nice until it's time to not be nice. And then in the sequel, you're like, I'm going to take everything that was great about that movie and just shit all over it. I mean, that's what Chismar does. That's ruined. I mean, you don't say Dalton was right, pain don't hurt. I don't know. Take the blue pill. Now, I got it, NWA rules. You're damn right. Good evening, Ive Manos. California love, yes. Lance is good. Hate is bad, but also a subset of my superpowers. It's funny. Nice guys with attitudes. Oh, man. Good evening, Phil. Good to see you. I can't believe some people are missing you reciting NWA. It's going to be recorded, and it's going to be on the internet, and then I'll be canceled. Easy E. Man, easily I approach the microphone because I ain't no joke. And that's where I got to stop. That's where I stop. Easy does it. I have that album somewhere. In fact, I realized I'm missing a whole lot. I'm missing a lot of my CD collection. There's a group called Scatterbrain, and they had an album called Scam Boogery, and they had another one. I don't remember what it was, but they have this song called Drunken Milkman. It's a great song, man. I don't know where it is. I don't know where that disc is. Drunken milkman driving drunk swerves on the curves. Chevrolet heads his way. A smash, a crash, milk and blood. Blood and milk. Milk and blood. Blood and milk. A family of 4. A family no more. Drunken milkman driving drunk. And that's set to music. So I know I am in the minority, but rap rock, like the Judgment Day soundtrack, is terrible. It should be categorized by The Hague as a war crime. I said what I said. I'm standing by. You're not wrong. You're not right entirely, but you're not wrong. Body Count, the Ice-T band. No, it should, these crossovers, these hybrids, they're fun. And I think when you got punk crossover to thrash metal, you got DRI doing the crossover stuff, it's all fun and it's experimental. And I think music should be experimental. But you're right. That doesn't, the sounds don't complement one another. And what they're going after is that anger, like that the people who are not in the VIP lounge, right? It's the anger of being excluded, the anger of not being, because like as a young metalhead, right? I was a young metalhead in a college preparatory high school with a lot of children of the wealthy go to this high school. I was not a child of the wealthy. It took a lot of scraping together to get me to go to that high school. And I'm a metalhead, right? And I'm like, got this little ember of anger in me because I don't feel like I'm part of this collection of individuals. I'll never be invited to their houses. I'll never be one of them. They look at me with disdain and sort of like I'm something they stepped in. So you get this being shut out anger. You're being locked out. And all the rich kids were listening to U2 and going to all these parties with college siblings at frat parties and all this. And like they're in the club, man, you know, and here I am banging my head against the door. And at the end of it all, you don't even want to be in the club because you can't stand some of these people. But then you feel bad because there's some of those people are good people. And we just keep going around, don't we? Good evening, Anthony, Vincent Edgeworks. So kaput. I don't know who kaput is. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. Stephen Dwight Elsinger. Also, it's a sequel to Dirty Dancing after Jennifer Grey's character died. Oh, interesting. I think The Big Lebowski was a remake of Roadhouse. That's what I think. You're in the minority? I hate it all. Yes. Jeff reminds me of the beginning of Office Space when the dude is rapping along in the car on his way to work. I can't. I should watch what I'm doing, right? It's so easy. I remember, I'm not even going to say this story, so I'm just going to move on. And now they let in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No! I'm too old to appreciate rap. Was too young to enjoy discotheques. Ron's in that weird sliver of time. I didn't appreciate rap writ large. I appreciated NWA. You know what I mean? That band just spoke to me. And I'm like, I was shocked, to be honest. I'm like, what do I have in common with South Central Los Angeles black musicians? I don't have anything to do. I don't have any correlation. And yet, and what they're talking about is like, some of it's gang warfare, it's super dysfunctional homes. It's glorifying robbing a bank, and you're like, yeah, that shouldn't be glamorized, but it's a fantasy of overthrowing this thing that they can't quite handle otherwise. So it's like, man, I wish I could teach them all, and it's an outlet. And to connect with it was weird. Like, you wouldn't expect it. And then there was another band called the Ghetto Boys, which were like horror. They were like horror gangster rap. If you're not familiar with it, maybe you're not going to care about it. But they had a guy named Bushwick Bill. I think they were from New York. Bushwick Bill was a dwarf, right? Can we say that? Like, we can't say the M word, the midget word. I just said it. But I don't know what the terminology. He was a little person. Bushwick Bill. And they had a song called Scarface where they basically murdered somebody with a chainsaw in the song. Of course, it's fiction. There's a similar song on Eminem's album, one of his albums, where he's slitting the throat of Kim. He's murdering Kim. It's the most graphic, gruesome song. It's disturbing. And like, as an artist, they're getting it out there. Like, are we going to incarcerate Matt Shaw for writing extreme horror, or Aaron Beauregard? Like, all these people are expressing this. They're tapping a well, right? They're trying to tap into something that is sending signals and vibrations out into the human condition. And so they're really pushing it, and it's disturbing to hear and watch, but it is still art, and it's still expression, and we're still human beings. But Ghetto Boys. I'm old enough to hate them both. Man, Mark brought the hate. Don't get me wrong, I love good rap. Fourth generation, poor and proud. I was a 14-year-old skate punk going to college parties and flirting with girls 6 years older. That was true rebellion. I just wasn't like that. I was a child, a naive child. What would you give to drink a Rapture in Studio 54 between Bianca Jagger and Andy Warhol? I don't know. I wouldn't be in that crowd. I would drink the Rapture. I would be somebody who sat outside and observed them all the while terrified that anybody would talk to me. If I was at Studio 54, I'd be the guy connected to the wall, watching all the stuff go on, afraid of staring too long because it's the danger of eye contact and actually engaging with these people. But I would have loved to have observed them all and judge them, sit there and judge them. This is what I would do. King Diamond solves all problems. Yes, Abigail. I'm not going to sing King Diamond. That would be mega awkward. I'm not going to sing Abigail. But yes. Ghetto Boys are trick-or-treating. I don't know that one. Me too, Jeff. Small town West Virginia guy and couldn't get enough. NWA, Eazy-E, and Ice Cube was awesome. I like Ice Cube. Ghetto Boys was another amazing group. Made the 2 Live crew look like altar boys. Oh my God. Hey, yo, Bushwick, what do you do when people underestimate your size? First of all, I laugh. Then I smack their ass like a goddamn car crash. That's a Ghetto Boys lyric. And I think the one song where, I think they had a guy in the band called Scarface. And they had a song called Psycho. I didn't plan on going deep, but I guess if you wear the Tupac shirt. Here's the thing. Tupac is a little too mainstream for me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get... Like, I appreciate California love. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, the state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Yes, I appreciate it. But that's like bubblegum stuff and just like, I don't know. An absentee single mom had its benefit. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Mitch, no one here would ever get into Studio 54. Wait, was that Mitch I was responding to about Studio 50? Oh, yeah, he couldn't. Mitch. I don't know. What? Need some KMFDM. Yes. Kill MF Depeche Mode, but it's KMFDM stands for No Pity for the Majority. My KMFDM is back in the back room. It'll take me like 3 days to find it. KMFDM. I saw them live, man. They got like this really tall, skinny, bald guy who looks like he stepped out of my nightmares. You know who he looks like? He looks like the guy, the space cowboy in Gerald's Game. He sings for KMFDM. KMFDM is doing it again. In a world of deceit, open your eyes. Oh, KMFDM. Yes. Oh, Peter Hunt's stoked. We got Peter Hunt. Yes, congrats on winning the Ark. The boys in the Valley. I'm glad you're not going to take it to the beach, Peter, because I don't want the competition for another Beach Boys. But how many Beach Boys were there in that group? 5? I know Brian Wilson. I don't know any of the others by name. There were like 4, 5. I don't know. So I guess there could be 5 Beach Boys in the world. But so far, I only have 1. So I guess I have Brian Wilson. Mind playing tricks on me. Oh, yeah. Mike! I did not expect the 6'5" guy from West Virginia to be a Ghetto Boys fan. That's pretty wild. But you know what? That's what happens when you put people in little boxes. Identity politics. When you put people in little boxes and you tell them they got to be there, then you end up with surprises when they're actually human beings and not just identities. You see what I'm saying? So Mike Hughes, 6'5" white guy from West Virginia, geeking out on gangster rap. And he's not supposed to, right? You're not supposed to, because this, and I'm telling you, man, I think we're losing. We were so, I thought maybe society was so close together and we were all like just there. So close. It's hard with a multicultural country and all these different needs and perspectives and all that, but I thought we were close. It's a bummer, man. You know what? I don't have any Rapture, so I'm gonna pull this Duff bucket out. I'm gonna get my White Russian. And you know what? It's like drink your way into the apocalypse. That's really my advice to you children out there. Your children is like to all the kids out there. It's never too early to find your drink and drink your way into the apocalypse. Seriously, Russell, Pizza Giraffe, any child who happens upon this channel by accident and continues to watch, Don't do that. Please don't give up. Don't give up. I'm just cynical. I'm an old dog. That's the name of this broadcast. Old dog. Old dog sometimes got to be put down. And don't let my poison ideas infect the next generation as I post this on the internet. Yoko Ono is true expressionism. See where that gets you. She just screams, yeah. Books now or else I bring up some bands. Yeah, we're going to get to books. Okay. I never knew they did an MDFKM album. I didn't know that. That's good. That's good to see. 5 Beach Boys. Okay, so Peter, you could do it. I still have all the cassettes. Can't play them anymore. Thank God for Apple Music. Oh my God, the cassettes, man. They get warbled. Mike Love, Dennis Wilson, Brian, and 2 other guys that couldn't surf. Yes. Okay, so we're going to talk books. I mean, do you want to talk books? I got some stuff to talk about, I think. I don't know. You know what? I'm looking at myself. I should be looking at... okay, here's a book. You know what? We're just going to go right into this, this was sort of a low rung thing because I don't know how many Jason Pargin fans there are out there. Are there any? Are there a lot? Are there a few? I'm a huge Jason Pargin fan. I will gobble up every John Dies book. John Dies at the end, the J dates. What are we up to? 5? He just did we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're gonna have number 5. So this is a standalone. I haven't read any of the Zoe Ash novels, which are the futuristic suits and fancy violence. Zoe punches the future in the dick, and then in the dick chiz, and then the other one is Zoe's Too Drunk for This Dystopia. I haven't read those. Now that's sick. I love Jason Pargin. He's insanely awesome. He's super talented. He's got a philosophical brain, but he puts it all into like this idea of the pointlessness of it all, the pointlessness of what people do, how we could build civilizations, we can master so much, air travel, sea travel, like we've advanced so far, but we are really irrational, crazy creatures at the heart of it all. We're like, it's weird. So he's coming out with the standalone book, and I've only read John Dies at the End, but really liked it. Oh, that's nice. It's nice. So yes, man, I always forget about that split screen. You know what? Yeah, I know. I wish Eazy-E was here to see this. He passed along. Bone Thugs and Harmony paid homage to Eazy-E. Was his name Eric Wright? I don't know. Whatever. Let's take a sip of the White Russian. So anyway, they just announced, I'm starting to worry about this Black Box of Doom. I, of course, did not pre-order it until Parnassus, you so Parnasty, started taking pre-orders for the signed hardcover. Now, it doesn't say signed in the title. I'm starting to worry about this Black Box of Doom hardcover, but it is signed. All pre-orders will be signed. And basically, the premise is outside Los Angeles, a driver pulls up to find a young woman sitting on a large black box. She offers him $200 large to transport her and that box across the country, and that's cash, to Washington, D.C. But there are rules. He cannot look inside the box. He cannot ask questions. He cannot tell anyone. They must leave immediately. He must leave all trackable devices behind. As the pair hit the road, rumors spread on social media that the mysterious woman was living in an apocalypse shack in the wilderness and that her possessions are radioactive. Amateur sleuths, including a retired FBI agent, believe the box is part of a carefully orchestrated terror attack intended to plunge the USA into a civil war. What ensues is a chaotic race against time across an angry and anxious nation, an ensemble of eccentric misfits desperately searching for truth in a dark cloud of paranoia. Quickly becomes clear that regardless of what is or isn't inside that box, this trip is destined to end in fire, and screams. If that doesn't get you jazzed, I don't know. It's $30 for a first edition hardcover book. Signed. From Parnasty. And they know how to ship a book. I've gotten the other Jason Pargin books from them. Too Drunk and the J-Date 5. If this book exists, you're in the wrong universe. Signed. So, Parnasty. And I was there, if you remember. I was there with the Philip. He wants to be called the Philip now. And you know what? Oh, that's okay, number one. I was going into a rant. I was more of a Tribe Called Quest, BDP, I don't know who that is, Farside, etc. type hip-hop fan. You know, like a Tribe Called Quest. What about PM Dawn? They did that sample of Spandau Ballet. It was great. They were great. And that's trippy. I never went that route. Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr., that's cool. And I much love, much respect. Darn, missed that. You didn't miss anything. I did some rap things that probably was ill-advised. Oh, Matt, Hans is here. Is this your first introduction to the chat tonight? I'm sorry if I missed you earlier. Boogie Down Productions. You down with OPP? Yeah, baby, you know me. Oh, that was Treach. Naughty by nature, but not because I hate you. Treach. He went on to do adult entertainment. I'm just like, if you're going to smack me in the head with a name or something, sometimes a piece of random trivia falls out my piñata. Yeah, that's as bad as it sounds. But if you slap me with a name, I'm like, okay, Treach, Naughty by nature. I think he was attached to Salt from Salt and Peppa. Not to be confused with Peppa the Pig. Treach. BDP had a hit, same era. Hans, wrong group. Oh, Naughty by Nature. KRS-One, yes. I listened to Naughty by Nature and BDP at the same time. Got my rap bands mixed up. I was wrong, okay? No, I thought BDP was Boogie Down Productions, was the production company, studio, label behind Naughty by Nature. That's what I thought you were saying. But I get the gist of the genre. We were talking about books because I'm very afraid of Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr. coming in hot and like smacking me down, you know. I believe Boogie Down Productions was long over by the time Naughty by Nature were around. Really? Oh, what do we got? Hans, it's fam here. It's fam. We are fam. You know what? I'm going to try. Hold on 1 second. I'm just going to check this out. I'm just going to truck this out. I got to put it on
Cracker
mute,
Barrel cheese.
Yeah, we got to put that shiz on mute. Okay. Great. Okay. So I just putting that up for my own edification. I got to be a stat man, you know, got to be tracking this shiz. Anyway, Danzig 4 is my favorite. I have it. Wait, is that what we're listening to? I think I got no. I'm currently playing Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill. Yeah, but I have Danzig 4. I have Danzig Lucifuge. Yeah. So that's that. Let me get this back up. Let me get this bad boy back up. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm hacking the Matrix. It's all a code. I don't know if anybody realized that earlier. You won. Yeah, I'm listening to 3. Yeah. I was listening to Public Enemy when you was still filling your diaper, little stinker. I don't know if Hans won anything. Did he? Okay, any and all Yeah, Left Hand Dark. Any and all complaints will be handled at FFF and resolved via arm wrestling. So now you're calling it Fracassi Freaks Fest? It should just be FF. So, want to talk about that, guys? Do you want to? We could talk about it. Let's talk about Treach Baby. Okay, so I don't know. This is kind of a hokey way to talk about it, but I'm a hokey channel, you know. So Fracassi Fest, yay! What do we got here? We got Fracassi Fest. We got panels. We got signings. We got readings. I didn't agree to the readings. We got a Q&A, not a Q and or A. Fest only merch. New limited chapbook. Rapture beer. And Mitch threw this together. Mitch, who isn't here, by the way. So his pay is getting docked big time. But he's got a little baby. You know, he's a baby having babies. But look, this is a picture of the farm. Is anybody going to be ripping anybody's throat out right by that little lake? I don't know. Don't read the pamphlet. Damn it, read the pamphlet you received at orientation. I didn't have orientation, man. I missed it, you know. Palm reading. I could bring my tarot cards. Does anybody want a tarot reading by the Jeff Word? I don't know if I'll be the Jeff Word. I'll just be Jeff. Anybody want a tarot reading? Your future is looking better than mine. Want to switch places? Like, that's the kind of... I want to do a Big Lebowski tarot deck. That's what I want to do. And then I could die. You won the giveaway from Alan for the book plates and bookmarks on Fracassi Freaks. You are Hans... No, that's not Hans von Werth. You're getting your Hans... I know we don't have that many Hanses. I know we don't have that many, but he's his own. He's Hans Curtis. I do not believe in tarot readings. That's fine. You don't have to believe in it, but I can take your money. Trick question. The farm comes with a compass already. With corpses already. I'm an old guy, man. You know, I'm trying to read. I'm trying to, you know, I'm handling the money. I'm driving the car. I'm on the phone. I do not believe in palm reading. Okay. I do not believe in horoscope. That's fine. You don't have to believe in it, but here, you don't have to believe in the devil, but the devil believes in you, Hans. I don't know. That really, don't write that down. That's not going to be on the test. Compass, corpses, same thing. That's how you figure out where you're going. Oh, you take a left by Green Boots over there, that rotting corpse. You just take a left, which is actually true. Up on Mount Everest, there are corpses of people who couldn't make it. They got up there, they died. But guess what happens? Guess what happens up there? You flip and stay there. You know why? Because getting a helicopter up there to get your corpse down ain't going to happen. You're going to endanger more lives just to get you down. And the people going up there are conserving oxygen as much as possible so they don't end up like you. So there is one famous corpse up on Mount Everest called Green Boots because he died wearing green boots. And when you get there, he's now a navigation waypoint. Oh, yeah, you get up there. You'll see the green boots. Hope you brought a stuffed teddy bear to leave at his memorial because he's helping you navigate the mountain. I don't understand people that need to do that. But you know what? I barely understand myself. So, what are you going to do? I believe that they happen. I've seen people get them done. However, it's all fewy. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. You should approach it as a, oh God. You should approach it as entertainment purposes only. This is a, man, I mixed a hell of a White Russian. So Fracassi Fest, I don't know about the readings, but we do want to have time for signings. Like, it's not singing. We should not have karaoke. But we'll have signings, and depending on who's there, you bring your stuff, you get it signed. The new limited chapbook's going to be lit. It's going to be straight up fire. Rapture beer is straight up fire. I mean, August 9th through the 11th. The day is the 10th. If you're like, hey, this looks like it's a burden. Hey, man, it's August 9th through 11th. I ain't got all that time. I don't have 3 days. It's not 3 days. It's really Saturday. You come, you can hang out Friday. I'm going to be road weary. I'm driving in. I'm going to be so tired that I'm just going to like get through the saloon doors, because I imagine Tulsa, Oklahoma still has hitching posts and saloons. I'm going to walk in, bam. So Friday nights, just sort of like decompress, hang out. Let's get ready for Saturday. Saturday's the day. It's going to be a blast. And then, Sunday you could just do the walk of shame. You're just like, bring sunglasses. Like, I'm heading out. Like, what? Oh, what? Excuse me, sir. I don't, huh? That wasn't me. Like, I don't know who you are. So, like that, you're just going to, Sunday, you just zip on out. And I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to put on Golden Earring, Radar Love. And when you listen to Radar Love, you get where you're going during the duration of the song. So you put on Radar Love. As soon as it's like, do, 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 do. As soon as that hits, you take off. I will make the 11 and a half hour drive by the time that song is over. Because you're just like, Mrrr. That's the sound your car makes. It's carpool, man. We're going to be the carpool punk daddies. Christopher Bowers, you're so late. Jinx Mark. How long it take you to drive? 11 and a half hours, man. At least that's what Google Maps is saying. Still trying to talk my wife into the road trip for Fracassi Fest. Road trip, carpool road trip, Radar Love, great driving song, my band. Oh man, that is the bass, everything in that song is awesome. One more Radar Lover gone. And then you know what? Put on what is it? Is it Twilight Zone? The bullet hits the bone. Nah. They're a Danish band. Did you know Golden Earring is the longest original band? I think that's the truth. I could be misspeaking. But, on the internet, the internet will just cut this part out if it's not factual, because the internet is all 100% factual. But when you talk about the band that's been together the longest, I think, is Golden Earring. They've been performing consistently in the original set since they formed to now, or whenever, is the longest run of any band. I heard that somewhere, so it's true. I'm hoping to leave on Thursday evening, get there Friday afternoon, and leave early Sunday morning. 15-hour drive, but I'll be stopping for... Yeah, Mike, that's an awesome plan. I mean, I might leave like 3 a.m. on Friday. I don't know. We got to walk it out. We got to find all the... Dot the I's, cross the T's. Make all the details available to... the IRS. I don't know why I went there. It's 11 hours from my southern Wisconsin Dairyland. Oh, if I'm doing it, you're doing it. We'll get some CBs. Anthony, I call you Anthony in my brain. Anthony, get some CBs, and I'm just hitting I used to be on the CB. I used to cause trouble. Oh my God, I should write a story about it. I used to cause all this trouble on the CBs when I was young. We would have CB radios, and we'd keep them in the house, and then we'd cause shit with all the people, all the old guys around. What's your 20? Am I walking on it? Like, how strong's my signal? That's all these guys ever did. These hobbyists, they'd get their CB radios. They'd ask somebody what their location was. Ask everybody, how am I sounding? I just got this new Cobra, and I've just amped up my microphone, and I got a new antenna. And they're sitting there doing that. And then me and my buddies, we'd had our CBs, and we're like, kiss my ass. And they were like, all right, who's doing that? And they can't get you off the thing because it's a CB radio. Come on, go. What are you going to do? Report me to the FCC, old man? Kiss my ass. Oh, my God. And then they would do what they call a fox hunt, because they would every time you mic up, you throw a signal. And depending on how strong that signal was on their end, they could see how close they were. So a few of them would go silent, and they would just drive around. And we'd ping them. But the thing was, I had both antennas inside my house. I slept in a second floor bedroom. I had both these antennas on my house. My buddy had a train set, and you have the train set when you turn the dial to make the train go faster. That's actually a power converter that sends more power to the device. That's all it is. It's controlling like a dimmer switch on your wall. So he had his CB radio hooked up to that, and he would turn down the signal and ping them, and they'd think they lost them. They're like, wait, now the signal's weak. And we'd go to their other channels where they were talking about hunting us, and they're like, yeah, the signal's real weak. He's slipping away. Oh my God, that was fun. But Anthony, I'll get a CB radio, you get a CB radio, and I'll come back out. I was Sergeant D. That was my handle. Sergeant D. And it's like this is what we used to do on the CB radio. Only now I'm doing it on YouTube. Except I'm not trying to troll anybody because you could see my face and that really doesn't work. I mean, my face is a troll face. You were right, Jeff. From 70 until 2021. 2021? Who says it like that? Oh, that's cool. They broke up. Oh, that's sad. It's sad. Hey, Sean Forts here. Good to see you. I'll be playing Bloodhound Gang's Asleep at the Wheel. I like their one song that was like the one song that everybody heard. Like, want to do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. What was the... I forgot the name of the song, but I love that song. It reminds me of What the Fox Say. Bloodhound Gang, man. Yeah, we'll just... CB Tales by Jeff Terry. Tier 3 book. It might be a Tier 3 story if I fictionalize it and make some horror into it. Okay, so I will talk about memberships at some point. I'm just having too much fun. But yeah, it's interesting. We'll talk about that. I mean, we could talk about it. My dad always kept a CB in the car growing up. That is cool, yeah. Evil Genius. Is he now a CEO or a cult leader? Sergeant D sounds like Billy Chismar's next chapbook. Well, see, the thing is, Sergeant D was a character created by SOD, which was a joke band, a parody band Scott Ian started, where he could do all the politically incorrect, ugly jokes he ever wanted to do. So Anthrax was like anti-racism, anti-hate. Ironically, they did do a song with Public Enemy, who likes Louis Farrakhan, who's an anti-Semite. And Scott Ian is Jewish. So I never understood that relationship. You should not follow somebody who openly hates a group of people. That's a no-no. Sorry, Chuck D. Sorry. You can be angry. You can be angry at the system. You can be angry at, again, feeling excluded from that club and not wanted and being excluded. But you can't call for the extermination of a people. You just cannot do it. It's just not done, Chuck D. So I can respect their musicianship, their artistry, but I can also draw a line and say that's not cool. Farrakhan is not a prophet who you ought to listen to. And for a Jewish man to be playing in a song with that track, it speaks to Scott Ian's character. He's maybe trying to understand where this is coming from, because that's fine. That's fine. That's whatever. I, again, understand the anger. I don't understand putting a target on someone else's back. So Sergeant D was SOD, Stormtroopers of Death, and they had a lot of really, homophobic, fatphobic, a lot of like hateful stuff on that album, but it was a parody. And I think it was a way to say, like, these are all like tropes of, it's almost like, this is what you think metal music's like. This is what you think, then I'll give you that album. That's kind of the impression. And Sergeant D was sort of like this Nazi corpse guy, but he was like a horror character. Chiz the CB story into a book series. Yeah. Stormtroopers of Death. Yes. SOD, Stormtroopers of Death, and their first album was xenophobic. It was called Speak English or Die. Now, I would never be repeating any of this if I thought for a minute the band believed any of that stuff. It was sort of like I said, a protest album and group, a side project. And then it morphed into MOD, which they try to be serious and create like music and be a legitimate band on their own. But it just didn't work. It had to be this farcical, almost Spinal Tap level of thrash metal. My first real deal concert was Anthrax opening for Pantera. Damn, that's a hell of a show. I've seen Anthrax so many times. I saw Anthrax once, and then at the end of the set, they came out and did an encore, and they have a policy with encores. They come out and they say, all right, we're going to go backstage. We're going to get a drink of water. We're going to come out. We're going to do 3 encores. We're not going to sit here and make you clap like seals. We're going to come out. We're letting you know. But after those 3 songs, we're done. So they did it. They did their encore. One of their encores was Supernaut with Al Jorgensen from Ministry. And this was like at the Aragon Brawl Room. Oh, man. And then when I went to see House of Pain, I saw House of Pain once. I'm not going to apologize. Because at the end of that, the encore was Scott Ian came out and he did a song with him. I'm like, that was amazing. But did I see House of Pain or did I see Anthrax? And then, no, it was I saw House of Pain. I don't remember that concert. It's not because I drank. Back in 97 or 98. Oh, that's great. End of the Great Southern Thrill Kill Tour. Trend Kill Tour. Yeah. They always made me think of what if NoFX could play better and make a thrash album. And made a thrash album. Yeah. Oh, man. That's awesome. I love it. Love hearing that, man. All right. What else do we got to talk about? You know what I want to talk about that we didn't talk about last week that I wanted to share with you that I really loved what Jill did with these. Sorry. But the lose weight ad. I don't know if you guys saw it in the in the newsletter. It's actually at the end of the newsletter. See, so it's at the end of the newsletter. But I put it in there. You could see it if you have the newsletter. The scientific and easy way to lose weight. One easy to follow step. Jeff Terry, international authority on books, beverages, and blather. I can't even read my own ad. The proven method to add money and boost happiness. thejeffword.fund/lose weight. Now, this was an ad producer Jill designed, and we were going to buy it and put it in the Chismar CD magazine, right? And this is totally blind. Like, they don't know what this is. If we placed it in there, they'd be like, what the hell is this? Whatever. The guy paid $250 or whatever it was. We'll run it. But if you go to this URL, this thejeffward.fund/lose weight, it was going to be an actual video where I say, there's one crucial key step to losing weight, and that's don't ever effing buy from Cemetery Dance. And then I would go into a whole thing, and I would show like one of those cheesy infomercials of somebody's like on the Cemetery Dance site, and their hand's on the mouse, and they're about to click buy, and I come in and I slap the hand, and then I point at the camera. Don't you make the same mistake. Lose the weight, gain the money. You know, and then I was going to make it a cheesy infomercial. So essentially, Cemetery Dance would have run an ad that if people went to the URL what the ad drove them to, they would get an anti-Cemetery Dance rant. They'd get a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of a slap and giggle. But I thought Jill knocked it out of the park with this ad. The scientific, easy way to lose weight. So obviously this won't go into the Cemetery Dance magazine, but I had a whole different ad written. And when I sent Jill the copy, I'm like, let's do this ad. She went to work and she found and she did this sort of other old school. Like, I didn't even conceive of this. I was thinking more like Better Call Saul, some really cheesy shit stock photo of a guy with a stethoscope, like wagging his finger at you. And she came up with this. I'm like, this is brilliant. This is far better. And so we tailored all the copy to her vision. And man, I couldn't have been happier. Oh, but I could have been happier. Wait, is Mitch here? I'm so late, but so here. Oh, that is great. Wonderful job, Jill. Oh, thank you. I'm thanking you on behalf of Jill. I wish I could have seen Ministry live. I just saw Suicidal Tendencies. Oh, I saw them once. They were awesome. They were with Megadeth. Megadeth sucked. Suicidal killed. So, hi, Mitch. Good to see you here. We already talked about Fracassi Fest, so that ship sailed. You know what I mean? Thanks for finally showing up, Mitch. Jill did great. Compliments to the designer. Thank you. Oh, my God. Can't wait to see that one on the rewatch. Hey, folks. Sorry for being late. That's okay, John. I loved what you posted in the Jeff Word group, John. I love that, Audrey. Like I said, I never really saw the appeal of Little Shop of Horrors. I dig it. I dug it. It's kind of cool, but it really didn't connect. But that art just is amazing. It actually does. You know, when you see that, you're like, I need to give that a second look because I'm just an asshole. Books, beverages, and blather. Chiz never gave me a chance, R.A. He said, it's all being designed. Too bad. He might know my name. He might know who I am. I doubt it. I don't think he cares or knows. But, so, I don't know. I saw Quiet Riot. Oh, that's awesome. I think Kevin Dubrow passed away. I might be going to Indianapolis to see Slowdive. I have no idea who they are. I saw the Teletubbies live in Tulsa. It was lit. Now, Mitch, that's slang. I don't like you using slang, young man. Francois is cool, yes. Hey, Johnny's here. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Jeff's friends. Johnny's here. Toast to you, Johnny. All right, so that's the one ad. But if you got the other Jeff Word newsletter, then perhaps you saw the other ad, which was an ad for Richard Chizmar. Or I'm sorry, it's an ad for a Dick Chiz book. So it's called Dick Chiz, Fatal Excuses. And here's the blurb. I know it's hard to read. You'd have to blow it up. But it says, he's running out of time. Dick is an Dick is an upper middle class guy who likes to fish, golf, and write nostalgic stories about himself. But beneath that milquetoast life, he's been playing a dangerous game, living fast and loose with other people's money. Could soon cost him everything. Will his rich Uncle Steve swoop in to bail him out? Find out at thejeffword.fund/excuses. And then I got this Publishers Weekly, and this pun here was all Jill. She did weak as in not strong. It's better than Roadhouse 2. Dick Chiz, Fatal Excuses. So the thing with this would have been, had they run this ad, which would have been more of a stretch because this is more overt coming after Richard Chizmar if he's astute and he cares. So I obviously had lower hopes that this would run. But if it did, then this URL, the jeffword.fund/excuses, would go to a series of fiction about this character Dick Chiz, who's a complete asshole, a complete self-absorbed, righteous asshole, who is getting pursued by people he owes money to. He's been using their money, and then he's going to be getting, people are coming down on him, but he's got this Uncle Steve who keeps bailing him out. And, that's the thriller. The thriller. And it all sounds good until you write it, and then I write it, and it's like, dude, this isn't anything like what you thought it would be. So, had he run it, I would have done that, and it would have been Cemetery Dance, promoting a cereal as in SERIAL, that would have been bashing Dick Chiz, Fatal Excuses. And it is kind of a spoiler when you say his excuses are fatal. But is it his death or does it lead to the death of other people? I don't know. So, oh my God, what up? Mitch, anytime I share my screen at work, I make sure to hide Teletubbies somewhere hidden on screen. That's hilarious. Oh my God. That is funny. Francois is amazing, and that picture looks amazing in the frame. The frame is gorgeous. That is really awesome. Had to go to the bathroom, was gone the whole show. Did everyone else see Brian's photo of the stack of sparkly Child Lone Strangers? Oh my God. This one is Chef's Kiss, but no way would Chiz not understand this. I know. Fatal excuses. Thank you, guys. But yes, talking about that, boom, there it is, guys. Boom, there it is. Look at that. 40 lettered editions. There's 26, of course. And then he has 14 more for overruns and damages in the mail. But look at that. And when you see this picture, you're like, wow, no two edge stains are alike. You can look at this picture and think, wow, these are awesome and I love it. But I hope I get one that has fewer sparkles or more sparkles. I don't know. You could get sort of preference going, but they all look amazing. I'm so jealous of anybody who's getting one of these lettered editions. Supremely jealous. This is an exceptional looking lettered edition. So I'm jelly. But yes, this is awesome. And I think Jill knocked it out of the park on this ad as well. I just wanted to get that clear. We would bump up the type if this was actually running. But I love the book cover she did. That's Dick Chiz. He's running. He's going to run out of time. Will he run out of excuses before he runs out of time? Anyway, love these two ads to death. Love them. And I'm so glad that we were able to do it. And I'm sad that he's not running it. But we might do it later on. I don't know. Oh, wait a second. He does the double letters. Okay. He does 52. Oh, okay. So I got it wrong. All right. Huh. Chad's here. What's up, Chad? You guys, I hope you've seen Creepy Couch. Oh, man. You guys are, and it's so professionally done, Creepy Couch. I don't know how it's so professionally done, but it's done professionally. Little skits in between. Great job, Chad. Really. Great entertainment. You're hitting the sweet spot with me, with my horror takes. Oh, man. I didn't watch your newest with the shorts, so I got to see that. But cheers to you, Chad, man. You're hogging all the talent. You know, you're doing the book covers. You're writing the awesome books. And you're doing this fun channel with a wife who's not ashamed to be next to you. Interestingly. I mean, I'm not saying she should be with you. I'm just saying, like, some people's wives don't want to be near them. Jeff was wrong. You all saw it. He was wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I'm wrong a lot. I'm wrong more than the average wrong. Hey, Chad, Jeff rapped a lot. I did. You could see it all, but maybe I'm going to edit it out. Creepy Couch is so much fun, isn't it? I might edit out all that rapping. You guys might get it, but maybe later it won't be there. Producer Jill is never wrong. Just saying. You're right. She's never wrong. Duh, call out when he's right about something. He's wrong like 50%. I'm wrong like 60, 70% of the time. Only 40 are in that pick, though. Some people must already have theirs. Well, I think maybe he just didn't want to stack an infinite stack. And actually, I see this. I'm like, ooh, that's a lot of weight on that bottom tier. Like, do you want to do this? I hope you just did this for the photo and you're not really keeping it stacked like that. I'm kidding. Brian James Freeman knows how to handle a book a lot better than Beef Daddy. Okay, a lot better than Beef Daddy. Cheers. And never, I can think of at least one she might have been. Touche, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. I think I saw Philip have his. Yeah, he got his contributor copy. He did that video anyway with one of them, and it's just... Wait, what? Yeah, it was the letter. I could be wrong. I'm wrong like 67.5% of the time. So, oh man. Yeah, no, it's gorgeous, and I'm so happy for Philip and Brian James Freeman and everybody who gets one. Like, I love that it came together like that. I great people. I would love to see Brian James Freeman. You know what? If Brian James Freeman drives to Chattanooga, I will pick him up and I will carpool his ass all the way to Fracassi Fest. And by the end of it, he'll probably want to kill me because I'll be like, Brian, seriously, can you explain Richard Chismar? And then he's going to be like, look, we're going to be in the car for 11 and a half hours. I don't want to talk about him. Obviously, we're two different people. And obviously, you and I are two different people. Let's just leave it at that and go on. Okay, that's fine. And then like 5 minutes later, it'll be like Tommy Boy, where they're doing, David Spade and Chris Farley are driving and they're in a car trip. It would just be like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'm like John Candy, and it'd just be like Brian James Freeman will be done with me. And by the end of it, he'll be like, I'm flying home. I'm never selling you a book. In fact, I will hunt you down if you buy any of my stuff off the secondary. Like, he'll be that angry. So maybe I don't want to carpool with Brian James Freeman. But I'm happy. I'm happy to do it. Mike, yes, he posted some pics to Instagram of the letter today. I didn't see it today, but Stephen Wayne Elson, you just want to be contrary to me. I am the voice of reason. Stephen has a dog named Loki. There is all you need to know. Oh my God. Mrs. Jill Terry. Yep, just busting your chops a bit. Those weren't pillows. I don't know if you're making a reference to something. That's funny, though. Some mistakes you just have to live with. There are the animals to think of. She took one for the team. Yeah, she kind of did. Kind of. So what else do we have to talk about? We talked about Jason Pargin. We talked about Fracassi Fest. Talked about Levidian. Tyler Jones is doing Strider, so that's cool. He's going to have that in his store in a little bit. I know Mike Hughes is going to be stocking it. I might be stocking it. So basically, Strider is a story, and if you didn't see my video, I got the Bundell, Dark Side of the Room, Criterium, and Turn Up the Sun. I think it's climate change. I don't know, global warming. Turn up the sun, bitches. It's cold in here. So he's releasing Strider as a standalone paperback on Amazon, or as other people call it, Amazon. And I think it'll be very cool to get if you're a Tyler Jones collector. I love this. I'm a sucker for these print-on-demand hardcovers. They're fun. They're not collectible as far as, unless they're signed. I mean, they're not limited edition collectibles, but mine is signed and dated. So I'm bona fide. You know what I mean? And Anyway, so look for that Strider in the Tyler Jones shop. Any Suntup news? Yeah, there's Suntup news. What did I miss? I like cream soda. Unfortunately, Loki isn't as forgiving as me. He's less forgiving than you? He's a rough dog. Jeff, I watched Dune 2 last night. It was epic. So when are you going to finish the book? I'm going to finish the book. Dune in June. There you go. Dune in June. I'm going to finish it. Jill's going to start it. My local IMAX theater was holding an early showing fan event. Tickets sold out fast, but I got super lucky and nabbed a few. That's cool. I have all the TJ, Earthling, and Thunderstorm editions. Other than those, what am I missing other than the Ruth book? I don't know, man. You're going to be a completist, Stephen Dwayne Nelson Jr. You're going after it. Suntup news. The Suntup news is that there are 2 lettered editions available of Rebecca. And this is the first time in Suntup's history where there is an available lettered edition. And there are 2. That is kind of notable. That's never happened. He's always sold out to pre-existing customers and then had 1 or 2 for the lottery, and then they were spoken for. So this is the first time there are 2 that are available. That's the Suntup news. I am beyond amazed that it has been this long and there are 2 lettered editions available. That has been, it's a streak, it's a record, it's a success rate that other publishers would kill for, especially when you're talking about a lettered edition, lettered editions by authors who are deceased, not hot new authors. It's quite incredible, but that's the news, and I think that is the tone of the market. There are so many Suntups. Like if you like, there's some that are crazy. Like Red Dragon, the artist edition is selling for $600. I don't know if it gets any more with a remark in it, but my artist edition has a remark in it, and that's nuts. But so many books from Suntup are selling under that. People are just like, I'm just going to wait on the secondary. So many lettered edition owners are watching those sales for lettered editions. Like there was a lettered edition of Guests that was selling for like $600. I don't quote me. I just remember seeing it going like, oh my God, like that is so low. So the incentive, what's the incentive? Where's the incentive to buy it direct? People see that and then they're like, okay. So yes, a ton of people want American Gods. A ton of people want Hellbound Heart. And they know those are in the horizon. Those are in the future. So they're kind of hanging on. A ton of people want A Boy's Life. But 12 books a year at a $2,000 or $3,000 level, you're going to exhaust your customer base who could afford that, but now are like thinking about it. You know, it's like, it's really rough. It's really rough. So, but I will say, like, I'm saying that, but he's outperformed every other small press to date. Amazingly. He's absolutely a success story. Whether he continues, like, it's the same thing about Icarus, you know? Are you going to fly? Don't fly too high. Don't fly too low. You got to find where you can soar without your wings melting and without the water dragging you under. And if you go too high, and he was flying, he was doing the 350 print run. There was rumored talk of going to a 52 lettered edition print run, which would have been fatal, I think, right away. So he's calibrating, you know. He's got a warehouse full of books now, He's got a lot of artist editions that are sitting there. But lettered editions, man, but so he's got to find that frequency and ride it. But he's done an exceptional, amazing job thus far. And that's fact. You can't take that away. $4,500 for the book. He's doing too many. People can't afford them. Yeah, I don't think it's R.I.P. Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr. Maybe people didn't want to sell at a loss through Chris. That's how it seems to have been going recently. Right. And there's nothing he can do to control that. And that is messaging, right? That is going out into the market saying, here's a lettered edition. It is a gem, a crown jewel in the collection. And here are people dumping them. They're recouping their costs, or they're not recouping anything because they're selling below retail. What they're doing is getting what they can and getting out. And people don't want to join a club that's reducing membership. People like to be on the winning team. People like to be where the activity is. And Suntup did it too well, and everybody else started rising up. Conversation Tree Press, I don't know if I talked about this. I saw their Peter Pan. It's beautiful. I don't care about the personality of the brother of the owner, Andy, who was abrasive. Those books are beautiful. I don't have any desire for Peter Pan. I don't have any desire for Flowers for Algernon. I don't have any desire for them, but I could appreciate a beautiful goddamn book when I see one. And Conversation Tree Press made a beautiful book. There's more competition, and Suntup is competing with Suntup. When you have that many titles out there, that many times, it doesn't matter if you see all these sales for artist editions and numbered editions. It doesn't matter. You see that Suntup name on eBay, and you see those prices. You see guests for $550. That is just terrible. And then people are like, why am I holding this? This is not the hot commodity it was. They dump, they get out, now inventory piles up. But I don't think that again is an indictment. I think Paul killed it. He's super successful. And it's so funny because we call it the death of Suntup when his press starts behaving like other presses. Midworld still has John Dies at the End available. SST still has Cold in July available. Inexplicably, this book is golden. I don't know if you saw my unboxing, but I was lucky. And Sean, oh my God, Sean, you're amazing. I'm just, like I said, when I did the video, I cut out all this. Oh my God, this is huge. And it's like it's bad video. It's bad content, but it's 100% authentic. It is me just gasping because this thing is beautiful and it was gifted to me. That is a hard thing for me to process. And that's all sincerity. It's 100% sincere. This is gorgeous. And SST still has copies at $70 shipped from the UK. So it's just, if a press is behaving like other presses and it's considered a failure, then they were doing so exceptionally well. But Paul has to think about things. He has to think about wearing out that customer base. And I know he's looking at all the contracts he has. He's extended out to like 2026, 2025 with things in the works. He wants to get it where he does a pre-order and it's like as soon as you buy it, he can ship it. So it's the pre-order window is like boom, non-existent. It's a tightrope walk, Pocket change. Do I order from PS 11/22/63 from Cemetery Dance like what I have with all the previous? No. If they've matched your number, you have to, Hans. I was going to talk about 11/22/63. I am passing. Officially, you hear it here. I got a private pre-order link to match my number 34, but I can't bash the book and get it and spend like $200 for a book that I'm like lukewarm on and sort of saying it's overhyped book. So I'm backing out. And I know I could buy it and sell it. But I don't sell books. So all this stuff, I went through the process. I passed on my pre-order link. Now it is going to whoever wants it. And I hope a real fan gets it. You have to make at least 300 large a year to pull that off. You're right. It's not just the number of lettered titles per year. Some of these authors' titles are as good as they are, don't garner those kind of prices. As good as the books themselves are. Yeah. No, Peter, you're 100% right. They just they don't meet that demand, you know? I mean, you're either a Suntop collector or you're not. And more people are no longer Suntop collectors. They are like me. I was seriously forced out. If I could stay on the numbered train, I would have. But here's the truth of the matter. I went through all the money I spent one year on Suntops alone. I saw that big total and I was like, holy shit. Oh my God. It was a come to Jesus moment, and Jesus is sending your ass to hell. That's what happened. Because it's like, oh, it's a $600 book. Okay. Yeah, it kind of is a big number, but wow, look at that book. Yeah, it's a $500. Yeah, it's a $400. Yeah, it's a $700. Like, boom. I mean, an adult knows those numbers keep adding up. An addict doesn't. So, to me, it was like, wow. If I did make $500,000 a year, yeah, I would be on the numbered train because I love those books. It is like every holiday wrapped into one when you unbox a Suntop book, for me. Especially if it's like Psycho, and I'm not getting that, or Butcher Boy, or Red Dragon. You know, all these titles, it's like, but at some point, yeah, so I had a shift, and now I am like, I want Tyler Jones, Philip Fracassi, Chad Lutsky. I want first editions. Chad, I wish you sold direct from your house so I could buy signed editions from you, but that's fine, Chad. That's okay. So, you know, you just shift it over. You just shift it. Hans, oh man, tough question. No way you can go around them to PS and match. I doubt that'll happen. No. You gotta go with CD, Hans, I think. Paul needs to do a Fracassi. All the other presses are going to grab up all the Fracassi books, and he will miss out. I sent to Paul Suntop my arc of Don't Let Them Get You Down. That was a huge thing for me to do because it's a Fracassi arc. That would be a great Suntop book. Hands down. Hey, what's up, Kyle? Good to see you. Have you ever tried to contact PS about anything? I'd rather go to the DMV. Yeah, no, Hans, 100%. Peter Pan is gorgeous. Second or third nicest book in my collection. It is. It is gorgeous. Flowers is coming to this home, but it is a gift for the wife. Well, cheers to you, Jason. I'm glad. It looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. In their newsletter, they said if you have ordered the last books through a different seller to contact them again for this. Yeah. I think it just means it's time to tweak the business model for Suntop. Exactly. Don't do 3 books a quarter. Do 2. Maybe do 1 book in this quarter. Like you can't exhaust that customer base. But like I said, Paul is also looking at how far out he's extended. He has things in the works that he has to pay for. So he needs that money, the cash flow to keep flowing, you know. I'm going to go ahead and order through CD. They make PayPal with an invoice for pre-orders now. But I'm hoping maybe I get some pull with CD. Yeah. Yes. Hans, don't do it. Stay strong. He has to if he wants to match his number, Andrew. He has to. Speaking of Lansdale, he reposted my Lansdale shelfie. Yes. Year made. Wow, I can't believe SST still has those cold July. Yes, Mike, I saw that. What an honor for you to get. And he was like impressed. He was flattered to share your shelfie. That was so cool. What an honor for you, man. That was awesome. But I want my matching number. Yeah, Hans, there's no way around it. I prefer the sub-press model. You can order when the books are ready to ship. Well, that is a good one. That's how it should be. I want to collect books I enjoy, not just fill wall space. You're damn right. You are damn right. Jeff, stop talking prices. My wife is right here. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Andrew. You gotta, I gotta catch up to the comments. Like, I go into my little thing, then I look at the comments, then I come back, and, you gotta kind of like, Jeff, like, dude, shut up. It's like, oh, how much did that book cost? I don't know. It was like a couple hundred. I don't remember. I'll look at it was a pre-order from like 5 years ago. I don't remember. Yeah. And then you're like, ooh. But seriously, if any of you out there feel like, I don't know if I can afford this, just total up all the books you bought and look at that number and then sip a White Russian and just look at that number and think about that number. It's crazy. It's crazy. Book club rules, dude. What the hell? I would guess to get every AE and every number would be $7,500 per year. Not easy to sustain. It's not even that. It's more. It's crazy. I've only ever gotten the artist editions, but even then, the cumulative price tag is painful. Yes. We do need some signed Lutsky. No shit, man. We need it. No shit. Just emailed Mindy at CD. Fingers crossed. Yeah, they've got to do it for you, Hans. Come on. Had a cool signing 2 days ago. Matt Ruff signing the sequel to Lovecraft Country at a winery. About 10 people around a long wooden table sipping wine. Felt more like a dinner party. Ron, I'm so jealous. I have no fandom there. But what I'm geeking out about is you're sipping wine and you're sitting there with an author of Lovecraft Country. That is so cool. That's a total cool experience. There used to be a vineyard right by, not right by, but when I lived in Chicago, there was a place called Heart of the Vineyard. And we would go there for wine tastings on Labor Day weekend. I think we did it twice. And, sunset, beautiful country, sipping wine, buying bottles by the case. Great times, man. And so to add an author who's talking about their work, especially if you've read their work, that's what Fracassi Fest is going to be like. Only not as highbrow. Like, there's probably going to be more bare-knuckle boxing going on. I imagine there's going to be shirtlessness and mud. And I think that's the tagline. Fracassi Fest, Tulsa in August. Shirtlessness and mud. Like, it's a haiku. It writes itself, And I think that's but a vineyard, wine tasting, this guy, only 10 people, small group. You could talk about the writing process, the thrill of publishing. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm just going to riff on this jealous vibe now. What winery? Where? That's cool. Love Lovecraft Country. Have the sequel, but haven't read it yet. Darby Winery in Woodville, Washington. Not sure if it was a book launch or not, but it was a great time. Very cash. Dare I say, sophisticated. Yep. We'll be sipping some Saison, boy. Yes! But still, Mitch, I think we're going to descend into violence. I don't think it's going to be a wine tasting vibe where we feel academic all of a sudden. We feel philosophical all of a sudden. It may be the alcohol talking. It may be the beauty of nature. But I feel like pontificating, and talking about the human condition. And really kind of understanding who I am in this cosmos. Whereas in Fracassi Fest, it's going to be like, beer me, boy! Chug, chug, chug. And then it's like everybody standing around chanting. And then somebody throws somebody in the mud. And it's kind of funny at first, but that person didn't take it so funny. And then, it's like, hey, 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 hey. A lot of that, where hey becomes a multi-syllable word. Hey, 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 hey. You know how boys are. It's like, dudes, come on, man. Hey, hey, hey. That feels like us, It feels like us. I feel like we're a hey, 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 hey bunch. Like once we uncork the bottle and the genie's out. Jesus freaking Christ, Jeff. Wait until they sign the waiver, dude. I'm sorry. Oh, shoot. Really. I mean, seriously. Okay. For the people who want to go but don't want to get shirtless and muddy, you can go. You just stand outside. There will be a natural ring of people who chant and throw people into the mud. Just stand outside that ring and get your phones out and hold them up, and get the footage. And then you will go viral. So there are ways, we'll give a pamphlet out how to stay out of the ring of mud, what you need to know. This is how these guys are going to act. Just stay a little bit apart. Fracassi Dome. 2 freaks enter, 1 freak leaves. We will have bungee cord Nerf battles in a giant geodesic dome. Oh, that's why weren't you on the planning committee? But you're such a shy, reserved soul, particularly after a few drinks. I am. I'm a wallflower. I won't be shirtless and muddy. I'm saying I think other people. Nice, man. I'm familiar with Woodville from my Seattle days. Nice. Every man for himself. Mosh pit! Fracassi mosh pit. See? All right. I mean, this is getting back to, I don't think NWA ever had mosh pits. But, man, if they ever... Now, what was the song? Was it Boys in the Hood? This is a stick-up. Everybody get face down. Ren gagged their mouth so they can't make a sound. There's transphobia in that song, just so you know. There's a trigger warning. Transphobic. I don't think it was Boys in the Hood. God, what was that song? This is a stick-up. Everybody get face down. They're talking about robbing a bank. I don't think it was Boys in the Hood. Anyway, that would have been a great metal song, and you could have moshed to it. Or woman, or non-binary. Well, the boys are going to descend into violence. So I don't speak about women or non-binary because I'm a man, and I'm speaking about what men do when we descend into violence. We do. Hey, Russell's here, so I got to watch what I say. Hi, Jeff. I'm glad to see you, and I love that gift from Sean and Paul. Yes, Paul Fry and Sean Roselle, or Russell. I apologize, Sean. When I did the video, I'm like, man, I know on some level I'm probably butchering the name, but anyway. Yeah, that was just crazy. Oh, Frosh Pit. Oh, my God, that's amazing. Steven, you probably wouldn't recognize the Woodinville Winery area if it's been a while. The area's just exploded. First book signing I've seen, though. That sounds amazing. Hopefully I don't fall in the mud. It will take 8 of y'all to help pick me up. It'll probably take 10 of us to put you in the mud, Mike. So I'll be a permanent fixture on Mitch's farm. It was nobody move. Nobody move. Nobody get hurt. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mike. I knew I could count on you. Canceled. I probably will be canceled. Eazy-E, nobody move. But it was on the NWA. Oh, no, it was on Eazy-E. Yes, it was an Eazy-E album. I don't have an NWA album. I have Easy Does It. And that's an album. I don't know where it is. If I'd have known, if I'd have thought for a second, look, Jeff, you're going to wear your Tupac shirt. You're going to talk about rap. You're going to talk about hip-hop. I didn't plan on it. I just thought Trust Nobody was a good thing, especially when you're talking about Chismar at some point. So I should have put I should have put Easy E in here, but then I'd be demonetized. For sure. Canceled. I know. We will build a shelter and Mitch's spawn will tend you, Mike. Must go, Jeff Heads. Okay, take care. Thanks for the stream. Of course, thanks for being here for the stream. Peter, I'm glad you're here. I'm going to talk memberships in a minute, and then I'm probably going to cut the channel. Cut it like a bobbit. Cut it like a bobbit. Oh, wait. Let's do a hand gesture. Cut it like a bobbit. You know, like, cut it like a bobbit. Is that... Cut it like a bobbit. I don't know. I'm working on it. Like Dave Coulier had cut it out. I'm gonna have cut it like a bobbit. That's my thing. Take it easy. Yeah, it was easy. Does it? Yeah. Gonna derail this rap talk with the music question that really divides a room. Which Van Halen, Aaron? Diamond Dave or Van Hagar? Van Hagar. Van Halen with Sammy Hagar was the band. I feel the same way. Might as well ask everyone's religious affiliation. Don't talk religious. Don't talk religion, politics, or Van Hagar. You don't do that. David Lee Roth, yes, he's a personality. That Van Halen was its own thing. It's its own animal. But Van Halen with Sammy Hagar is its own thing. And I just prefer Van Hagar. I prefer John Bush era Anthrax. I'm actually really pissed off that they went back to Joey Belladonna because I think his voice is jeffed up. I don't think he has it anymore. And I think what I heard from Armored Saint with John Bush shows that John Bush still has it. I think they left the cruise ship for a lifeboat, and the cruise ship is still sailing, is what Anthrax did. But I'm Van Hagar 100%. Van Hagar, yes, Mark, is an informed opinion. Boom. I don't know, but I liked what Van Halen Dream song. Yes, from the Power Rangers. Yes, that's two different animals, like a cheetah and a tiger. You're right. You're right, Stephen Dwayne Nelson Jr., but Van Hagar. Two different bands, enjoyable in their own right. But you do, like, if you're going to go out there in cutoffs and wash your Camaro, you're listening to David Lee Roth era Van Halen. But if you're in the gym, you're working out, or you're driving your Camaro real fast and you're chugging a margarita, you're Van Hagar. It depends on who you are, who you are in the world. I'll be on the Van Hagar side of the room with you, Jeff. Great early stuff. But if I had to choose, you're damn right. Love David Lee Roth. He's a great artist, great interviewee, greater writer. But it's all 51-50. Boom! Yes, you can respect David Lee Roth. You can love David Lee Roth. And you can understand that he's a pioneer. He's a trailblazer. He's a trendsetter. He's his own thing. He created his own art. And it's worthy. But you got to pick one. You know what I mean? You got to pick one. Diamond Dave, give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut. Just a gigolo. Yes. Hey, we're all Scientologists here, right? Yes, I'm Theta 4. Montrose forever. Nice. Hot for Teacher. It's a good song. You're forgetting the one Van Halen album with Gary Cherone. Not that I like that album. Yeah, we forget about the guy from Extreme who came in. And didn't Eddie Van Halen sing some songs? Like, he's like, I'll just be the lead singer now. Because that's where he was aiming for this whole time. I think we're all trying to forget that one, Lance. Like, the one Iron Maiden album that didn't have Paul Di'Anno and it didn't have Bruce Dickinson, had some other dude. I think it was Iron Maiden X or something. I don't know. I don't have that album. I don't even acknowledge that album. It doesn't exist. What am I even talking about? Sorry, man. It was nice meeting you, and I'm so sad you got banned. Canceled. But good point. He's a thorough. Lance is a good man and thorough. I don't have much time. I'm overtime right now. I must admit, though, that I will never forget the first time I heard Running with the Devil. First time, loved it. Running with the Devil is amazing. It is great. I mean, there's some great Van Halen with David Lee Roth. No doubt. There's some great Anthrax with Joey Belladonna. So, what are we going to talk about? Just really quickly, I'm going to talk about the memberships. So you may know I launched memberships. They're not going to go live until April Fool's Day, April 1st. So I have until March until April, and I'm doing 3 tiers. I'm doing the Stay Frosty, which is $5 a month. Keeps the channel going. We're going to have fun. You get access to a member-only Discord channel, which I have to set up. But basically, it's like the forum, right? I'm trying to do a forum. This is the easiest, quickest way to do that. And I think it's going to be very effective. So I really like this idea. I consulted with the production team here. We're doing that. And so that is the Tier 1 Stay Frosty. Tier 2 is limited edition. So that comes with, you're going to be in the Discord channel, but you're also going to be in the book club. The first book we're going to read, Ron, is The Store. And I feel like I need to make that the first book club book because I need people there to, like, because I'm going to be reading the book. I'm going to be like, am I the only one reading this? Like, am I wrong? What is going on with Bentley Little? Like, I'm going to really push it, and I'm going to want to know, am I the asshole? So that book club is really just for me. Like, I need a support group when I'm done reading that book, or a therapy group when I'm done. Like, somebody to talk me in off the ledge. Let me know if I just read the complete shite that I read. Future book clubs, I think, will there will be some back and forth. I'll put out 3 books. Like, which book club do you guys want? A, B, or C? Which for the next book? And then based on how people vote, then we'll go that route. I think that's the best way to do it because people got to get the books. People got to want to read the books. But I also am not going to do it where it's a committee where everybody's picking a book. So anyway, the first one's going to be The Store. And then you're going to get a discount code on merch. We're going to figure that out. That's a fun thing. I do want to put more merch up. I have a great idea for a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt that I think people will dig. And you'll get the discount codes. And then the third one is FOMO. I'm going to write fiction. I started writing the story. It's kind of fun. It's an experimental thing. It's $25 a month. And I'm going to have to figure out how to get that fiction to you all. But first, I want to make sure it's worth your time. I can write. I know I can write. I can write nonfiction. Creative nonfiction and fun essays are just natural to me. It's very easy. Fiction is going to be a learning curve for me, but I have ideas and I have a lot of fun thinking of the way these characters can react, can do things, whatever. So, but if it doesn't really catch fire and I'm not proud of it, I don't want to put that out there. So these are 3 tiers. If you get the newsletter, you got it on Sunday. I'm going to be posting this in the Jeff Word Facebook group, and I'm going to post it on YouTube. So if anybody's interested, there are 3 tiers, 2 of which will be totally gung-ho in April, and the third one is going to be TBD, So it's fun. I'm excited to do it. I really want, and that's the other thing with the third one, I want to have fun writing this. I want you guys to have fun reading it, and if I don't think it meets all those high standards that I have for what I read, I really do have high standards for what I read. I am very critical of fiction. And if it doesn't meet what I like and what I want for your experience, I'm just going to dissolve that third tier. I'm going to figure something else out, and we'll go forward. And I'll be happy to do it because I'm not Chismar. I don't want you to read subpar bullshit because it creates my fame. You know what I mean? What a hypocrite I would be. So this is all fun. I'm happy to do it. And I'm happy to offer it and have the fun. You see the smile, So, anyway, that's it. I must admit that I will never. Okay. Later, Gators. You wasted all my time on music tonight. Hit me up with the details. Loki, can't wait. Take it easy, Stephen Weston Jr. Thank you for being here. Bye, Loki. So this will be a Patreon thing. No, that's the other thing. We're going to have to figure out how to hit you guys up for payments, but it's not a Patreon thing. I'm trying to do it through the website. I'm trying to, because, seriously, when you guys sent the money for those ads and I tried to place them, to see how much YouTube took, to think about how much Patreon will take, it's like some of you guys are just paying Patreon. It just pisses me off. So I'm going to try to figure this out, and I have a month to do it. But, Mike, yes, if Patreon's a better way to go, we'll do it that way. We're going to do our homework. AE numbered and lettered editions. I could have done that. I was going to do that, but it just kind of felt a little silly doing that. More merch. Let us enjoy some of producer Jill's art and maybe your talented kids' art if they want to participate. RA, that means everything, because I think Jill nails it. All the stuff in the store was Jill designed. These ads are Jill designed. And, they're awesome. It's such a benefit to have somebody who can do this stuff and just turn around to that person and say, hey, here's this idea. And not, you don't have to outsource anybody. It's all right here. And I agree. I love what she does. So it's yeah, you're right in my wheel. You're right in my sweet spot of what I needed it to be. And in fact, you raise the game because you make it. That's the thing. I lack that visual execution, the visual vocabulary. I do the messaging, the writing, the idea. And she takes that idea and takes it up a notch with the design. So that's what I love. I say good night. Good night. Okay. Book club via Discord voice chat. I don't know. I think that might be a Zoom thing. The book club sounds good. Where will we discuss the book? I was thinking it would be Zoom. So my plan was to have a Zoom thing. You guys don't have to put your cameras on. But I would, obviously I want to discuss it with everybody. So, no shame in not wanting to appear on camera, but I figured it'd be a Zoom link that I would send out to book club members. Doesn't StreamYard have a payment option? Does it? I don't know. I was going to dabble with StreamYard, but I went OBS route. So maybe we could figure that out as well. Like I said, it's going to be a crash course month. Have producer Jill tie in some of her art with your fiction. Oh, she totally will. Yeah. And so will Elsa, my daughter. Yeah, I always wonder how much Patreon takes. They all take a slice, and I'm trying to limit that because when I saw what YouTube took in that night, it was shocking. I didn't realize what it was. And so to see, to think, a lot of you guys wanted me to get that money to pay for the ad placement, right? That was the goal. To divert it to just some, I understand YouTube is setting up all this stuff, and I didn't, they should make their money, but I'm also generating ad revenue when people watch my videos. They're making money. I'm not going to cry for them. To take that big of a chunk, though. OnlyFans. OnlyFans. Jinx. Oh, everybody's doing OnlyFans. Oh, my God. That's funny. That is funny. That is hilarious. Jeff After Dark tier. Zoom has a time limit. I don't think it. I don't know. I've set it up and it doesn't really go that far. But anyway, night, folks. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be cutting it loose too. But yes, that's hilarious. We talked about everything. I didn't talk about Subterranean Press. I don't know if that's even worth talking about, but They had a Robert Silverberg book and then all this stuff. But what was at the bottom? Oh, yeah. They're selling 7 Shades of Evil. Awesome book. Love the title. And then they got this guy, face down, ass up. Which, I'm like, of all the art you could have picked from 7 Shades of Evil, why did you pick face down, ass up? Why? Why did you pick that? What did that say to you? And then there's cocktails and chloroform, and then blah, blah, blah. Again, nothing I'm really ever interested in, and this is the most unsettling thing I've ever seen in my life. And they put it right in their newsletter. So that's a great... I have a paid account on Zoom, so... I have a paid account. Yeah, that drawing is not good. Boo. Yeah, and Google is effing loaded. Why do they need 30+% of a small creator's payments? I know. I don't know if it's a crappy illustration, Hans. I appreciate, I couldn't pull that off, but it's really not the content I would put there. But anyway, that's tonight. That is tonight. I'm going to stop streaming. I'm going to stop recording. And that was just a note to me. But, man, I am so excited for this next chapter. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to answer a lot of questions for me. And push me to do things that maybe are uncomfortable. And maybe will lead to something incredible. But really, I just want all of us to have a great time. I mean that. Every time I click start live, I want everybody who shows up to have a good time. And so, my rants are entertainment, and they're also, I'm on your side. I might not agree with all your opinions, but man, I respect them. That's really the goal. And I love that this little nugget of us has been going strong for 127 episodes. And it's a great community. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here for it. And I hope the next chapter is a lot of fun for not just me, but for all of you. So until next time,